Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. Tonight, we present the 5-division racing action of the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. At this time, we want to begin our program, as always, with opening ceremonies. We ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats, and gentlemen, remove your caps. Those of you who are moving around the Speedway grounds, please pause with us momentarily for our opening ceremonies. Presenting the colors for us this evening from West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, Cub Scout Pack 31. And here to deliver our invocation from the Racing with Jesus Ministries, Reverend Bill Waugh, and to perform our national anthem, Miss Melissa Grimm. At this time, we turn the microphone over to Reverend Waugh.
Thank you, Mike. Before we pray, we just want to mention to everybody that a person that we all know, whether it was racing his Toyota truck or doing signs or lettering cars for us, Dave Brunell, suffered an accident at work this week, and he's in Presbyterian Hospital. I'd like to ask you in your prayers to just remember him, and we pray for complete recovery, and lift up his wife Tracy and son Noah as well. Let us pray. Father God, in this night we come before you, and we thank you that we can be here tonight and enjoy this great sport of auto racing. We thank you for people like Whelen who provide the racing for us. We thank you for the emergency people who keep us safe on the highways as well as the speedways. We ask your blessing upon them. Father, we do ask tonight your hand of healing to be upon Dave Brunell. We pray for complete and rapid recovery. Be with his family as well as they go back and forth to the hospital. Father, we pray that you would allow all of us to have safety tonight, that we may all be able to go home saying we had a great time at Motordrome Speedway. Again, Father, with gratitude for all that we've received, we pray. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Melissa Grimm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Neil Ashton and Mike Bacalon, row 2, set to go 8 laps of heat racing for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks. Green flag is out. Scott Aiello in car 91, a former Charger Division competitor, leading the way in only his second start in the Napa Street Stocks, climbing the NASCAR Whelen Series ladder. Aaron Minjock, another Charger Division graduate, in second. Side by side, the battle for fourth. Dink Colarusso in car 0. Last week's feature winner, bringing the AK chassis machine into fourth position, passing Bill Ashton. Continues to be Scott Aiello, your leader. His first laps led in the Napa Street Stock Division. Challenge for second on lap 2 of 8. Mike Bacalon in car 48, the North Versailles veteran, charging to the inside of Aaron Minjock. Bacalon into second position in car 48. Dink Colarusso up from deep in the field to ride third, but rookie Scott Aiello is out in front. Your leader, Scott Aiello, competed about a season and a half in our Charger division, then took last year off from the sport of racing as Aaron Minjok is off the pace in car 34, the former Charger division dominator. Slowing in turns 3 and 4 as there are 3 laps to go. Minjok heads pit side. Keep in mind, race fans, that preliminary heat races do award points in the battle for the Motordrome Speedway Track Championships, and we could be looking at a first career checkered flag in this division for a rookie driver from White Oak, Pennsylvania, with 2 laps to go. Look at how the veterans have closed in on the rookie, Mike Bacalon, the former modified champion in car 48, diving to the inside. Aiello tries to slam the door on him. They make contact in turn 4. They are hooked together and the leaders spin in turn 4. 2009, green flag is back out. Dink Colarusso is the leader. And Wednesday's high school graduate Teddy Gabala in second. Third, it's Ashton. Fourth, it's Knight. And let's see at the back of the field if that lead battle from a moment ago continues to boil over as some hot tempers under the helmets of the 91 and 48 cars. White flag signals final time around. Final time around, the driver with 4 heat race wins coming into tonight will make it 5 times a heat race winner in the Napa Street Stocks. Dink Colarusso takes the checkered flag over Teddy Gabala, Bill Ashton, Tom Knight, and Mike Bacalon. Green flag racing 8 laps for the Napa Street Stocks. Andrew Kostelnik and Todd Knight, row number 1. We're green and racing. Andrew Kostelnik, and making contact again in the battle for the lead. This time it's Todd Knight who collects the 64 of Bill Henry, and the 27 car spinning with hard inside contact. That is rookie Steve Long, who tried to avoid the incident. In 2 consecutive Napa Street Stock heats, the lead battle results in contact, and that time it was just a quarter a mile from the green flag in the center of the back straight as Andrew Kostelnik and Todd Knight got together, with Knight getting into the outside concrete before Jonathan Heilman 15. Green flag is out. We just saw Dink Colarusso pick up a checkered flag. Now, in order to remain tied with the point standings, Sean Phillips will need to duplicate that feat in this heat race, as he is taking the lead from Andrew Kostelnik. And the driver who is 3rd in the current championship points chase is 4th on the racetrack, making contact with Jonathan Heilman. That is Jason Holder in 74. And as a result of that contact, he drops back 3-4 car lengths behind the rear bumper of Heilman's 15. An abbreviated field. Nonetheless, we anticipate some action here as Jonathan Heilman in 15 closes in on the rear bumper of Andrew Kostelnik. Battle for the runner-up position in turn 4. We're going side by side to the line. And officially at the scoring line, it was still Andrew Kostelnik by a bumper. Scored into the 2nd position on lap 3 of 8. Door to door down the back straight. Heilman on the inside, 5 times a feature winner last year, yet to win a race this season. Outside Andrew Kostelnik, who won our 2nd night of action as the halfway point is shown. Crossed flags from the starter stand indicate halfway home, 4 laps down and 4 to go. Race leader Sean Phillips, the defending Napa Street Stock champion in car 31. evenly separated around the speedway with 2 laps to go. This field that was dwindled by attrition in the Napa Street Stocks. It's Sean Phillips, your leader, Jonathan Heilman in second, Andrew Kostelnik third, Jason Holder in fourth. August 21st will be the crown jewel event for the Napa Street Stocks this season as the white flag signals final lap for Sean Phillips. Sean Phillips this season suffered a devastating crash in his heat race on opening night, but rallied back that evening for a second place feature finish. Since then, his 2 victories have him tied in the point standings with Dink Colarusso, and he will remain that way into the feature by matching a checkered flag over Jonathan Heilman, Andrew Kostelnik, and Jason Holder. Feature winner this season, Lonnie Hoffman, and the 0-4 from Elizabeth, PA is Bobby Shipp. And no start that time. We're going to wave off the start and try one more time. And starting last, 16 of Gary Scott, 0-1 of Harry Ofer, 0-4 of Bobby Shipp, and the 57 of Jimmy Nicola take the green flag. 8 laps the distance for the Wyotech Modifieds. And wheel to wheel up front, Adam Kostelnik and Gary Scott, but that ends quickly as Kostelnik leaps out to a 3-car length advantage over Scott in second. Harry Ofer in the 0-1 separates himself from Nicola and Shipp. Battle for third to the inside, the 0-4 of Bobby Shipp, challenging the 0-1 of Harry Ofer. Ofer has been racing here at Motordrome since this was a dirt track. And Bobby Shipp in the 0-4, a consistent racer with so many second place finishes this season, looking for that first win of the year. And now being challenged by the 96 of Hoffman, who's already got that first win of 09 out of the way. After trying the low side to move around the 0-1 of Harry Ofer, Bobby Shipp moves to the outside in car 0-4 and will take away the third position on the back straight. The former Charger Division champion in car 0-4, Bobby Shipp, now in third with Harry Ofer in fourth, and here comes Hoffman in the 96. The battle for fourth position, a pair of modifieds sponsored by Ceremonies Auto. The 96 of Lonnie Hoffman, the hometown hero, takes to the outside of Ofer and moves into fourth. Up front, it's all Adam Kostelnik in car 60. Working lap number 5 of 8, Kostelnik, a 4-time feature winner this season in the Wyotech Modifieds. The Viglione Racing entry number 60, pulling away from the number 16 of Gary Scott, sponsored by the Clarks. Third place driver Bobby Shipp is closing in quickly on veteran Gary Scott in second. A big gain that time through turn 3 as the white flag signals final time around. Gonna watch this battle for second through turns 1 and 2 here on the final circuit. Shipp made a high side pass work to get the third position. Now changes lanes in turn 2. Will he have enough to challenge Gary Scott for the runner-up spot? Coming out of turn number 4, another checkered flag for the 5-time champion. Adam Kostelnik will win his 4th heat race of the season over Gary Scott, Bobby Shipp, Lonnie Hoffman, and Harry Ofer. 6 cars, 8 laps, heat race number 2 for the Wyotech Modifieds. We're green and racing. Brian Shipp, the upset feature winner last Friday night, taking the lead in this heat race over Jim Nicola and his nephew George Nicola in third. Bill Rebar, the sophomore driver from Smithton, hangs on to fourth. Brian Shipp opening up a big lead now over Nicola and Nicola. At the back of the field, wheel to wheel, it's Reno in car 8 and Brink in car 3. We're going 3 wide briefly in turn 4. Gaining a position, the 8 of Marion Reno Jr., the former truck division standout. Now a challenge for second, George Nicola of Pittsburgh in car 97. Looking to the inside of West Mifflin's Jim Nicola. Battle for second. It's nephew versus uncle, as George Nicola, the many-time feature winner in recent seasons in car 97, looking to climb one spot around the former division champion, his uncle Jim, in car 5. As we are halfway through the second Wyotech modified heat race, 4 laps down, 4 to go, and a family fight for second. I thought George Nicola had the inside lane secured for a pass. Running order remains unchanged as young Brian Shipp, fresh off his feature win last week, running away with this event. The Nicolas make contact in turn 2, bumper to bumper. Will be an uncomfortable Thanksgiving at the Nicola house if they take each other out of the second position. Only 2 laps to go, and again, George Nicola tags the rear bumper of Uncle Jim in the fight for second place down the back straight. George looked inside briefly again. Jim slammed the door on him. Meanwhile, Chris Brink takes the 4th position back from Marion Reno as a white flag signals final time around. It's all Brian Shipp up front, but a family battle for second rages on the final circuit. In turns 3 and 4 after a career first feature victory 1 week ago. Brian Shipp collects the heat race victory over Jim Nicola, George Nicola, Chris Brink, and Marion Reno. Barry Audi, 96, Mark Poole, 69, Dave Merrow, green flag is out. 10 laps, the distance of heat race number 1 for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Will Thomas out to an early lead over Bobby Henry. Charging into 3rd beneath Cody Quarrick, it's recent feature winner Mark Poole in car 96. 95 is Gary Wiltrout, a former champion, now door-to-door with Cody Quarrick. And Wiltrout in the 95, the feature winner and night number 2 of the Whelen Series, takes the position away from Quarrick. Working lap 2 of 10. The Benz Motorsports, Stans Transmissions, Colonial Metal Products Chevrolet of Will Thomas out in front. 2007 champion Bobby Henry in second. Third place driver Mark Poole, the winner 2 weeks ago, climbing from deep in this field. He's passed 3 cars already, and it appears that Poole in 96 is closing in on Henry in 11. Side by side, Dave Merrow and Gary Wiltrout, very close racing in turns 3 and 4. Watching the battle for 4th, and Wiltrout drifts up 2 lanes, gathers the car back in, and he goes from challenging Dave Merrow for 4th to being in jeopardy of losing 5th to young Cody Quarrick. Will Thomas continues to lead in car 60. Bobby Henry in car 11 is second. Mark Poole in 3rd, and they have broken away from the rest of this field. Your leader, Will Thomas, has 3 heat race victories in the Subway Super Late Models coming into tonight. Laps to go. And with 3 to go in turn number 2, Gary Wiltrout has recovered from the miscue to challenge Dave Merrow once again. Merrow in 69, a former truck division champion, and Wiltrout, the 2002 NASCAR Subway Super Late Model champion. And now Poole is off the pace in the 96 car in 3rd. Bobby Henry in the Palagrudo Motorsports, 3rd level direct Stone and Company Megan Ford. We'll see the white flag signaling only 1 more lap to challenge race leader Will Thomas for his 2nd heat win of the season. On the final circuit, Merrow appears to be able to hold off the threat from Gary Wiltrout and headed into turns 3 and 4. A 2-time feature winner in his career at Motordrome Speedway takes his 4th heat race win of the season. In car 60, it's Will Thomas over Bobby Henry, Mark Poole, Dave Merrow, and Gary Wiltrout. It's Barry Audi, and leading the championship points, Mark Catone in 31. Green is out. And we are underway for our second NASCAR Subway Super Late Model Heat Race, nearly going 3 wide on lap 1 of 10. As Neil Brown takes the early lead, Barry Audi slides into second position beneath the 15 of Todd Price. Now it's points leader Mark Catone going door to door with the 15 of Price. And Catone in 31 will take over third position. Mark Catone, a feature winner this season, all year long has not finished worse than third in all 6 rounds of the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series so far. Up front, Neil Brown, one of 5 different winners in 2009 and the only driver with more than 1 victory thus far in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Working lap 3 of 10 in second position on the racetrack, the driver who is second position in the point standings. Veteran Barry Audi, a many-time Motordrome winner in his career, feeling the pressure of Mark Catone, the points leader. Catone very close to the rear bumper of Barry Audi as they battle for second, all the while losing car lengths to leader Neil Brown. Todd Price is 4th, Gregory Kelly is 5th. At the midpoint of this event, Catone continues to threaten for second position. Neil Brown in the Richter Motorsports, O'Shea Lumber, Hunter's Peterbilt, Davies Ford number 98 stretching out his advantage. Light contact was made that time in the battle for second. That sends Catone up the banking and opens up a couple car lengths of breathing room for Barry Audi in the Wheeler Brothers Stoystown Auto Wrecking Chevrolet number 75. Three laps to go, and now a battle for 4th. To the inside in car 44, Gregory Kelly. The D&K Sales and Service Froggy number 44, looking to the inside of the Frankie Day Oldies Show. Stoystown Auto Wrecking. D&D Office plus 15 of Todd Price. Price defends the 4th position successfully from the former Rookie of the Year. And the white flag signals final time around for Neil Brown. We'll see if Mark Catone in the Auto Express Transportation of Van Uyck Racing Engines Ford has something to say about the second position. On this final go-round, it is all Neil Brown from Acme, Pennsylvania in car number 98, taking the checkered flag for his 3rd heat race win of the season over Barry Audi, Mark Catone, Todd Price, and Gregory Kelly. Steve Settle. 43 is Chris Spadacine. 12 is Roger Bryan. 48 is Ed McConnell. Green flag is out. 6-lap heat race for the Chargers is underway, and the Keller family is up front. Last week's winner, Tracy Keller, in car 11. That's a borrowed race car that he drove to a feature win last week after a devastating crash 2 weeks ago. And the former champion leads his cousin Denny, who is the current points leader in the division in car 13. The 7 of Matt Gardner, feature winner 2 weeks ago, who badly damaged that car last Friday, into 3rd position and challenging the points leader, and they're both gaining on Tracy Keller, who's off the pace. The 11 of Tracy Keller slowed temporarily on the back straight and seems to be up to full speed again. Signaling now to the drivers he's got a problem once again, and the whole field will pass by last week's feature winner, the BK Electric Martinelli's number 11, which is being scored as number 1 to keep his point standings hopes alive. Tracy Keller is off the pace after leading. That handed the lead to his cousin Denny Keller, who promptly loses the lead to Matt Gardner in car 7. Tough break for Asheville, Pennsylvania's Tracy Keller, who coming into tonight was 2nd in the point standings, to his cousin Denny, who is now 2nd on the racetrack, to Matt Gardner, who's 4th in the points. Gardner, the race leader, over Denny Keller, Chris Spadacine, Roger Bryan, and Ed McConnell. 2 laps to go. Matt Gardner, your leader from Roughdale. Second, Denny Keller in car 13. In third spot, 43, Chris Spadacine, a rookie last season and feature winner. The 12 of Roger Bryan is fourth from right here in Smithton. The 48 of Ed McConnell from Evans City, Pennsylvania, rounding out the top 5 as we have 1 lap remaining. Single file around the pavement. And the feature winner 2 weeks ago, the West Side Lube and Tire. Wesco Bombardier number 7 of Matt Gardner takes the checkered flag over Denny Keller, Chris Spadacine, Roger Bryan, and Ed McConnell. Dean Farrell from Roughdale. Bill Finley drives the 06. Ron Eifert the third, 61. John Scott, 71. We're green and racing. Every driver in this field behind the race leader is a rookie. Ed Neidhart with 2 career feature wins in the Charger division. From Renfrew, Pennsylvania is your leader. He's got a win in 2009. Then the host of rookies. Finley in the 06 makes his 3rd career start. And the 14 of Farrell challenges to the inside. Farrell has been very, very impressive as a rookie. In fact, the Zane Farrell number 14 car last year was driven to victory by the race leader Ed Neidhart, the veteran. Ed Neidhart opening up a big lead over his former ride, now steered by rookie Zane Farrell from Roughdale, and a challenge for 3rd. Scottdale, Pennsylvania's Ron Eifert the 3rd in car 61 moves to the inside of Bill Finley. Eifert, a winning driver in the American Flyers division before stepping up the Whelen Series ladder. And the rookie pulls into 3rd here on lap 3 of 6. Two laps to go. The signal given by Chief Starter Denny Carson to Ed McConnell. Final lap as the white flag signals to Ed Neidhart, the driver 3rd in the championship point standings, that he is 1 lap away from a 2nd heat race win of 2009. Eifert looking very impressive in car 61 tonight as he has made up an awful lot of empty racetrack to close in within a couple car lengths of fellow rookie Farrell in 14. But out of turn number 4, the veteran from Renfrew, Pennsylvania, Ed Neidhart takes the checkered flag over Zane Farrell, Ron Eifert the 3rd, Bill Finley, and coming home in 5th in car 71, it's John Scott from England. Mary Catherine Shimko, 2, Andres Suarez, 83, Matt Sever, 71, Troy Knight, 51, Kevin Ludwig, and 14 is Kevin Keffer as we're going 3 wide. Mary Catherine Shimko charging up through this field, and now we're 4 wide on the back straight in the Super Compacts. Let's narrow it down to 3 wide. Why not? Andres Suarez turns the car nearly sideways while leading, and we're back to 3 wide. And there's a memorable lap number 1 as the 6-lap heat race for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts gets underway. Now out in front is current points leader Matt Sever, the 3-time feature winner. Andres Suarez is 2nd. Troy Knight is 3rd. 4th is a battle between Tringes and Shimko. The 44 of Mary Catherine Shimko. This is a borrowed race car from the Kevin Ludwig stable. And the young Keisterville teenager is into 4th on lap 2. Challenge for 2nd. Knight moves to the inside of Suarez. They are door-to-door on the back straight. The Coca-Cola Super Compact division are 4-cylinder front-wheel drive street passenger cars modified only for driver safety and competing on street tires. The Super Compact division is the entry level of racing in the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series, and the current points leader in the Coca-Cola Super Compacts, Matt Sever, building up a third of a straightaway advantage over the second place battle between Troy Knight and Andres Suarez. Mary Catherine Shimko is into fourth, Kevin Keffer is fifth. Matt Sever of West Newton, Pennsylvania sees the white flag as the division points leader, one lap away from another convincing victory. Second place, still a fight between the 71 of Knight and the 2 of Suarez. Mary Catherine Shimko all by herself in fourth on this final circuit. And driving the Martinelli's auto, Chevrolet Cavalier number 83 out of turn number 4. For his 6th heat race win of the season, Matt Sever takes the checkered flag over Andres Suarez, Troy Knight, Mary Catherine Shimko, and Kevin Keffer. For the Coca-Cola Super Compacts, first-time starter Will Trout in row number 1. And he and Sean Rich are getting double teamed by the 23 of Zerfoss and the 5 of Dunmeyer. That was some close racing at the start. Zerfoss takes the lead. Eugene Hillbilly Zerfoss, we call him, from Acosta, Pennsylvania. And in the 5, Larry Tex Dunmeyer, the transplanted Texan. From deep in this field, the 16 of Ed Deneen has stolen the 3rd position away from Will Trout. Deneen is a 2-time champion in what was known as the American Flyers, now the Super Compacts, and he makes rear bumper contact with Dunmeyer. Nearly gets turned around, but Will Trout, the rookie, will spin. Green flag stays out. If Will Trout can keep the car moving, we will not need a caution flag, period, but he is stopped on the apron in turn 4. Laps to finish off tonight's heat racing program in the Coca-Cola Super Compact. Side by side for the lead. 2 drivers who battled one another all last season at the Jennerstown Speedway. Tex Dunmeyer in the 5, trying to wrestle the lead away from Hillbilly Zerfoss, with Ed Deneen of Wilkinsburg closing in. Can the division all-time leading winner in car 16 make it 3 wide on the front straight? Three laps to go, and Deneen is all over the racetrack trying to make it a 3-car fight for the win. Dunmeyer in car 5, Zerfoss in 23, trade and paint just in front of Deneen, the 2-time champion. Deneen has been to victory lane twice this season. And Dunmeyer, who has 1 feature victory, wrestles the lead away completely from Zerfoss by 3 car lengths. And now Deneen in car 16 to the outside of Zerfoss. Bill Schwartz all by himself in 4th, with 3 veterans at the front of this field seeing the white flag final time around. Dunmeyer in car 5 has championship hopes. Deneen, who's won twice in car 16, has not been with us each week, and he's making contact with Zerfoss in the 23, but out of turn 4, Larry Tex Dunmeyer will take the win. Starting last in this 25-lap feature event from Hopwood, Pennsylvania, in 35, Bill Ashton. Green flag is out. Side by side for the lead, Andrew Kostelnik and Teddy Gabala. Both drivers were in victory lane last season, and Kostelnik with a win in 2009. Door-to-door all the way around the half mile. It will be Kostelnik leading lap 1 by a car length. A shower of sparks from the frame of Mike Bacalon's 48 machine. Gabala drifts back to third position and feeling the pressure of Sean Phillips in 31. Meanwhile, leader Kostelnik feeling the pressure of Bacalon in 48. And on lap 2, by just inches, officially at the scoring line, Mike Bacalon takes over the lead. Andrew Kostelnik in second, Sean Phillips third. Battle for fourth, Jonathan Heilman in 15, door-to-door with Teddy Gabala in 3. And Mike Bacalon quickly opening up a big lead over a heated battle for second position between Sean Phillips in 31 and Andrew Kostelnik in 57. Of 25 laps completed, a big lead for Bacalon, and still side by side. Sean Phillips in 31, Andrew Kostelnik in 57, both of whom have been feature winners in 2009. Here comes Jonathan Heilman in 15 to become a part of that battle. And in one lap, Andrew Kostelnik loses 2 positions as he is now back into fourth and nearly made contact with the outside wall that time. His AK chassis teammate of Dink Colarusso has come from deep in the field, now into the top 5, and they are riding side by side on the front straight. It's Mike Bacalon, the leader, Sean Phillips in second, Jonathan Heilman in third, and the battle of teammates for fourth, Dink Colarusso and Andrew Kostelnik. Teddy Gabala in the 6th spot in car 3. Jonathan Heilman in car 15 tags the rear bumper of Sean Phillips in the battle for second position as Bacalon runs away with this one. 8 laps into the 25-lap contest. And Jonathan Heilman looking for his first win of the season after 5 victories a year ago, closing in on his championship nemesis from last season. Sean Phillips and Jonathan Heilman were the points leaders throughout 08, and now in 09, Heilman showing his first signs of possibly challenging for a top 2 position in car 15. Race leader, a former modified division champion in car 48 from North Versailles, Pennsylvania, Mike Bacalon, working lap number 10 with half a straightaway lead over Sean Phillips, the defending champion. Bacalon began his career in the pure stocks, was a successful winner, then graduated to the modifieds. He's raced in the trucks, took a hiatus for several seasons of racing, and then returns as a Napa street stock competitor. And his car 48 looking flawless in the first 11 laps of tonight's feature event, putting distance between himself and Sean Phillips in second. Jonathan Heilman a close third, then some distance back to Dink Colarusso, tied for the points lead with Phillips and last week's winner, who is just in front of his teammate Andrew Kostelnik in 57. High school graduate this week, Teddy Gabala in car 3 in 6th spot, looking to challenge Kostelnik to return to a top 5 position with a dozen laps completed. Mike Bacalon increasing that lead distance, absolutely destroying the field here in the first 14 laps of tonight's Napa Auto Parts Street Stock feature event. Sean Phillips losing ground in second position to Bacalon, and Jonathan Heilman right there with him. But Bacalon in car 48 several times this season has looked strong and led feature laps, only to have mechanical problems take him out of the feature events. working lap number 18. Leader Mike Bacalon will be approaching the slow car of Bill Ashton in car 35. Ashton has won features here at Motordrome Speedway, just not up to full speed here tonight, as the leader will run him one lap down. And as Bacalon puts a lap on Ashton, Sean Phillips has built himself a 2 or 3 car length advantage, maybe more, over Jonathan Heilman, now in the second place position. Then back to 4th behind Heilman, it's Dink Colarusso in the 0 and his teammate Andrew Kostelnik in 57. Top 5 strung out around the speedway, as there will be 5 laps to go as leader Mike Bacalon reaches the scoring line to begin lap number 20. Mike Bacalon in car 48 has now reached a full straightaway advantage over Sean Phillips, the 2-time winner this season. Bacalon has not been to victory lane at Motordrome in more than 4 seasons. Several of those years he was not racing at all. And the 48 car coming to the line to see the indication of 2 laps to go. It's Phillips, Heilman, Colarusso, and Kostelnik unchanged in the top 5. But the popular North Versailles, Pennsylvania veteran, who earned himself a modified division track championship earlier in his career, hung up the helmet, retired from competition for 3 seasons before returning in the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks to take the white flag. Here in the first half of 2009, he's been strong, he's led laps, he's won heats, but down the back straightaway, the veteran campaigner, now in a new division, in a new race car out of turn number 4. Mike Bacalon will take the checkered flag in car 48 over Sean Phillips in car 31, the 15 of Jonathan Heilman, the 0 of Dink Colarusso, and the 57 of Andrew Kostelnik. Mike, exactly how long has it been since you've stood in Motordrome victory lane?
I think it's been since 05. 05 was our last year in the modifieds, and a couple bad crashes in the month of July. I mean, it basically cost me a whole season of racing and a ton of money. So we come back and finish strong that year in second in points, but no catching Adam. That was his first year for the points championship, and I don't know. I needed a break.
And after that break, did you really think you'd be returning to full-time competition and to victory lane here?
Well, no, I didn't. I thought I was just going to play a little bit last year. And you play a little bit, you have a little fun, you know, and then all of a sudden you're sucked back in. I just can't help it.
And how about a chance to talk about this race car now? Is this a brand new machine, or is it just new to you, and who's helped you to put it together?
No, we bought this car basically as just a chassis and a motor and stuff, and we come out to play with this one. We built our brand new car. It's not done yet. It should be way better in this car, and we just been working on this car every week, just trying to play with it, make it a little better, a little better, a little better. And it's so much fun to race with some of the competitors out here. I mean, most of them don't do bonehead moves, but the heat race cost us a wreck because I was getting shoved from behind, and I don't like the wreck because I don't like to cost any money, but I want to come out here, have fun. We don't have any sponsors really for this car, except for States Tire and the Schwartz family. You got to really thank them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be here. And they love it for their kid Billy, and they're involved with us on this. And if it wasn't for them and the 31 team, we wouldn't even be here.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. First win back in the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks, Mike Bacalon. 57, Jimmy Nicola. 60, Adam Kostelnik from East McKeesport. 18 is Billy Rebar, and we've got a spin down the front straight. Chris Brink in car 0 spins from the starting grid before the green flag is waved. Chris Brink in car 3 has changed his career path after being a limited late model driver at the Jennerstown Speedway for many seasons. He switched over to the modifieds a couple of seasons ago from Glen Campbell, Pennsylvania. Driver refires, and Tech Modifieds, Gary Scott and George Nicola lead him to the green, and we are underway. Wheel to wheel through turns 1 and 2. George Nicola in 97. And 16, Gary Scott. They are still wheel to wheel. A full lap of the open wheel warriors, very close together. Now Scott has a car length advantage at the line. Keep your eyes on the 60 of Adam Kostelnik starting at the rear of this field. The 5-time champion is moving up and gets contact from the 8 of Marion Reno, and that causes the 57 of Jimmy Nicola to spin to the inside. And we'll need a caution flag. Single file the top 6 cars, and George Nicola like a rocket out of turn number 2 to the inside of Gary Scott. What a launch that young man got out of turn number 2 to bring him side by side into 4. New leader will be George Nicola, and officially scored into second position by inches last week's winner Brian Shipp, who now goes wheel to wheel with veteran Scott. Brian Shipp clears Gary Scott for second. His big brother Bobby Shipp moves into challenge veteran Gary Scott. It's George Nicola up front, Brian Shipp, last week's winner, Bobby Shipp in the 04, Gary Scott, Lonnie Hoffman, and Adam Kostelnik. The Shipp brothers battling one another for second position behind George Nicola. Then feature winners Lonnie Hoffman and Adam Kostelnik. Heated action at the front of the field. George Nicola maintains the lead, but the Shipp brothers are wheel-to-wheel for second, and points leader Adam Kostelnik wheel-to-wheel with the hometown hero Lonnie Hoffman. And just as we say George Nicola had a comfortable lead, it quickly vanishes as 5 cars are racing under a blanket for top positions. Nicola wheel-to-wheel with Bobby Shipp. Out of turn 4, very close racing. They make contact, and by inches on lap 8 of 30, Bobby Shipp becomes the leader by less than a bumper at the scoring line. George Nicola and Lonnie Hoffman now racing wheel-to-wheel, just in front of Adam Kostelnik and Brian Shipp. Hoffman in car 96, the street stock division graduate, got his first career win here in night number 2 of the Whelen All-American Series, and now takes away the second position from George Nicola. Race leader Bobby Shipp in the 04, the former champion of the Charger division, leading the way on lap 10. Lonnie Hoffman, the street stock graduate, in second spot, makes a slight bobble. Adam Kostelnik cannot capitalize as he needs to slam on the brakes. Early race leader George Nicola now in 4th. Last week's winner Brian Shipp in 5th. Front row starter Gary Scott fading from the 6th position now on lap 11. Here comes a challenge for second by Adam Kostelnik out of turn 4. Cannot steal that position away from Hoffman. Lonnie Hoffman's big career first victory earlier this season was earned by holding off Kostelnik in the 60, something that's been tough to do, as Kostelnik is a 4-time winner. Bobby Ship out in front has finished second to Kostelnik numerous times the past 2 seasons. Bobby Ship does have modified victories in his career, but was shut out of victory lane in 2008. Here comes Kostelnik now with a good run on second place driver Lonnie Hoffman, and they enter turn 3 very close. Nerf bar to Nerf bar, headed to turn number 4. And it will be Kostelnik by a bumper officially on lap 14, being scored in second position, but the hometown hero not willing to surrender yet. Look at Hoffman battle back on the outside and puts his wheel back in front of Kostelnik. In turn 3, it's now Hoffman with the edge, rubbing rails through turn number 4 in open-wheeled race cars, and Kostelnik holds his 1 bumper advantage here on lap 15. Crossed flags signaling halfway to leader Bobby Ship, who's about 6 car lengths in front of this heated fight for second, and Kostelnik with a slight wiggle out of turn number 2. Surrenders second position once again to Hoffman, who makes a miscue in turn 4. Single file now are the top 5. Bobby Ship leading Lonnie Hoffman, Adam Kostelnik, George Nicola, and Brian Ship. Kostelnik trying to rally back to the second position that he held by just a bumper for 3 consecutive laps. We got a caution flag on the speedway in the center of the back straight. Sophomore Billy Rebar spins, and we are gonna slow the pace on lap 17. Headed for the green flag. 13 laps remaining. Adam Kostelnik stealing the second position from Lonnie Hoffman, who's now falling back out of 3rd spot as a result of Brian Ship advancing. So Lonnie Hoffman losing 2 positions on a single lap. It's now Adam Kostelnik separating the Ship brothers in 1st and 3rd. Bobby Ship still the race leader. And now the lead fight. Bobby Ship in 04. His younger brother a winner last week. In the last 2 seasons of racing here at Motordrome Speedway, Bobby Ship has finished second to Adam Kostelnik approximately 16 times without a victory. And now he slams the inside lane on the veteran. Former Charger Division champion up front, leading the Viglione Racing 60 of Adam Kostelnik. 9 laps remaining. Just a few feet separating the rear bumper of Bobby Ship from the front bumper of Adam Kostelnik. And it looks like Lonnie Hoffman back in 4th, may be poised for a challenge on Brian Ship to reclaim the 3rd position. Working lap number 22. Lead fight heats up. Kostelnik gets a bumper to the inside, but cannot claim that groove from leader Bobby Ship in turn 3. Two cars breaking away from the rest of this field with 6 laps to go. It's Bobby Ship, the race leader, and Adam Kostelnik in second. Now Kostelnik tries the high lane as Bobby Ship makes that rear bumper an acre wide in an attempt to thwart the 4-time winner this season and get to victory lane for the first time since 2007. Bobby Ship in the 04 from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. Charger Division graduate. Holding off the former street stock and modified champion Kostelnik. Now Kostelnik sees an opening to the inside. The lead fight is a close battle, wheel to wheel through turns 3 and 4. At the line, it's Kostelnik, the new leader by inches with 4 laps to go, but Bobby Ship not willing to give up. Still wheel to wheel, down the back straight, Ship breaks free once again by a car length. Kostelnik wiggles to the inside and gives Ship his biggest lead in several laps. Brian Shipp still third, Lonnie Hoffman still fourth, but a distant third and fourth. And now with 3 laps to go, Shipp has his largest lead of the race at the scoring line. It's 3 car lengths separating Bobby Shipp up front from Adam Kostelnik. Will it be back-to-back victories by the Shipp brothers? Last week's winner, Brian, in third, and Kostelnik dirt tracks the car in a big way out of turn 4. A loose handling condition with 2 laps to go for the 5-time champion. Yet he still gains ground in turn number 2. Now it's down to a car length and a half, the advantage for Bobby Shipp. White flag will be displayed this time around. Kostelnik very close to the rear bumper of the leader on the final circuit. Will it be Shipp with his first win of 09? Will it be points leader Kostelnik repeating in victory lane? Adam to the high side, Bobby on the inside. Shipp breaks free after contact on the back straight. A car length is the advantage, headed out of turn number 4. Kostelnik goes sideways, and Bobby Shipp will find victory lane in car 04 over Adam Kostelnik, Brian Shipp, Lonnie Hoffman, and George Nicola. A victory lane hug for the Elizabeth, Pennsylvania driver, the former Charger champion. Subway gift certificate for you, Bobby. Before we talk about tonight's run, how many times, or have you lost count, have you been a second place finisher in the last 2 seasons here at Motordrome?
Way too many. I mean, it's been a frustrating last year was really frustrating, year before was, and this year it kind of seemed like it was going to start out just in the same direction. And then, we had a couple close runs, and then Brian pulled one out last week for his first feature win, and I'm tickled pink to be here, back to back, with both of the cars. But, we put a lot of work into these cars, and it's starting to pay off finally.
It was kind of a surprise to see your brother here last week in victory lane. Everybody's been expecting you to be here for a while, so let's talk about that run. Couple laps to go, and you know who is right behind you in bright orange. What's going through your mind after all those weeks in second?
Well, last week when Brian won that race last week, we went from green to checkered, no caution flags. And Adam came over and he was talking to me after the race. He says, "How come that never happens to you? You get out front, you pull a lead, and then caution comes out, which, always ends up putting Adam beside me or behind me. And, here we go again. It's me and Adam racing for the win, and it's been frustrating. Adam always seems to pull it out, but, that's pretty much what went through my head tonight when a caution flag came out and Adam was right behind me. I thought, man, here we go again. And I was able to hold him off. I seen him, on the outside of me a couple times, and we touched a little bit there towards the end, but, it was just racing. Adam always, seems to race me pretty clean, and I try to do the same with him. So.
And a chance to thank your sponsors, because it took a little more than just luck to get this machine here tonight.
I really need to thank Alrama Tavern. They helped me out, considerably the past 2 years. This year I picked up a new sponsor. He did a lot of machine work for me. It's KMP Performance. Actually, I just got my lettering put on the car tonight, so maybe that was a little bit of a good luck charm. I need to thank my mom and dad, my aunt and my uncle. Our family puts pretty much everything we can into these 2 cars. So I got to thank my brother and my fiance. Thank you.
And here to congratulate him is last week's winner, Brian Shipp. Ladies and gentlemen, a hard-fought victory for Bobby Shipp. 95. Green flag is out. 50 laps of feature racing for the Subway Super Late Models, and we're underway. And Todd Price gets a jump on the start over Gregory Kelly. Cars making contact. Getting on the brakes all the way back through the field, and the points leader spins after incidental contact as several drivers in the field locked up the brakes. And Mark Catone will continue. The green flag is out, but the Subway Challenge driver of the night is at the tail of this field. Up front, Todd Price in car 15, the Frankie Day Oldies Show. D&D Office Plus Stoystown Auto Wreckers, number 15 Ford, leading the way over the 2002 champion, Gary Wiltrout in car 95, who now makes an inside challenge for the lead. Ford Fusion's door-to-door in turn number 4. And on lap 3, Gary Wiltrout, officially scored as the leader by inches, completes the pass down the back straight Todd Price is in second. Gregory Kelly, the pole starter, is third. And winner 2 weeks ago, Mark Poole, is up to fourth. Kelly in car 44 found himself upside down on the back straight opening night. And now the D&K Sales and Service Henry Motor Cars Froggy 44 looking to the outside to reclaim the second position after starting on pole tonight. Here on lap 5, firmly planted to the outside of Todd Price in 15. Kelly, the former truck champion and former Subway Super Late Model Rookie of the Year, looking to build on that first career victory of last season, does take over the runner-up position on lap 6. And now it's the 96 machine of Mark Poole to the outside of Todd Price. Poole in the Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet number 96. Multiple feature winner in 2008 with one win in 2009, up to third. Side by side go Todd Price and former track champion Bobby Henry in the 11. Henry, the Palagrudo Motorsports teammate of the race leader Gary Wiltrout, in the third level direct. Stone & Company Megan Ford takes over fourth position. And side by side for fifth, it's the 75 of Barry Audi. May have made some contact with the 15 of Price. Audi comes into tonight's second in the point standings. Longtime veteran who has many wins at Motordrome, none in the last 5 years of part-time racing here. And on lap 9, a challenge for the runner-up position. Mark Poole in 96 and Gregory Kelly in 44. Waging a fight for the runner-up position. They are door-to-door in turn 3. Wiltrout remains the race leader by 5 or 6 car lengths, and a wiggle in turn 4 by Mark Poole forces him off the gas to save the car. And Kelly opens up a car length and a half advantage in the second position here on lap 10. Cody Quarrick heads pit side in car 6. And side by side is the battle for fifth now. Neil Brown in car 98 pulls even with the 75 of Barry Audi on lap 11. Last week's winner, Brown, the only of the 5 different feature winners to find victory lane more than once this season. Trying to dive below Audi, but Audi hangs tough in the outside lane through turn 4, and officially by a fender on lap 12 of 50. Audi will maintain the 5th position. Audi now stands to gain a considerable amount in the championship chase as points leader Mark Catone spins on lap 1. Audi remains in the top 5 by just inches, fending off these challenges by Neil Brown each lap at the scoring line. And now a fight for second position develops with Gregory Kelly on the outside and Mark Poole on the inside. Both Kelly and Poole were in victory lane here at Motordrome in 2008. Poole replicated that feat 2 weeks ago and now by inches does take over second position officially as Bobby Henry joins that battle. Poole cannot complete the pass, but his bumper was out in front of Kelly at the scoring line, and the 2007 track champion Bobby Henry watches this fight from fourth. Nearly a dead heat at the scoring line between Henry and Kelly as Poole secures third position all by himself. And just behind this Henry-Kelly battle, Neil Brown has squeezed around Barry Audi finally for 5th position. And now Henry takes away the 3rd spot from his protege, Gregory Kelly. Kelly now watches his mentor Henry on lap 16, stealing away 3rd position, so the Palagrudo Motorsports teammates now 1st and 3rd, with Mark Poole separating them, and leader Gary Wiltrout, the former champion, closing in on the recently pitted Arsenberger Trucking number 6 of Cody Quarrick. Quarrick will be going a lap down as the leaders approach. Quarrick led several laps of feature racing action earlier this season. Looking strong as a sophomore, but something amiss on the 6 car tonight as he was just pit side and pulls back out in front of the leaders. Headed into turn 1, a challenge for 4th position. Neil Brown in car 98 to the inside of Gregory Kelly's 44. And Brown will secure the position in turn 4. Neil Brown started deep in this field and on lap 19. He has moved into 4th position around Gregory Kelly. Brown in car 98 was the leading feature winner of 2008. And now up front, Gary Wiltrout in car 95 is losing ground to the 96 of Mark Poole here on lap 20 of 50. All four of the lead drivers have already won a feature event in 2009. Wiltrout continues to drift up a lane too high in turns 3 and 4 each time with his third level direct Stone & Company Megan Ford. And Poole looks just waiting to strike as Poole started deeper in this field. Side by side for the lead on the front straight this time. Wiltrout holds on to the point position by half a car length. And this time Mark Poole with a great run out of 2. It looked like Wiltrout may have gotten loose in the center of the turn. And now we are door to door in 3 and 4. By a bumper, it looks like it will be Poole's advantage, but no, Wiltrout battles back on the outside and the leaders approach traffic on lap 23. Will we go three wide? Will Mark Poole back off and wait for another opportunity as the Michael Zombar car looms in front and the leaders have to go single file? Michael Zombar in 64 goes a lap down. Steve Black in the 1 goes a lap down. Can Mark Poole make up these 3 car lengths on lap 24 to resume his challenge of leader Gary Wiltrout? Lap traffic also allowed Wiltrout's teammate Henry to close in, allowed Neil Brown to close in, but Mark Poole is once again gaining on Gary Wiltrout. Halfway, 25 laps completed. Somerset, Pennsylvania's Gary Wiltrout, former Motordrome and Jennerstown Speedway track champion, leading the way over Mark Poole, the legacy car graduate, multiple feature winner at Motordrome and Jennerstown, riding in second and pulling ever so close to the rear bumper of Wiltrout. In third, Bobby Henry, the former track champion with over 114 career victories. And in fourth, the season's leading winner, Neil Brown, with 2 victories in car 98. It's Poole and Wiltrout again, nearly door to door in turn 4, and Wiltrout fishtails all the way through turn 4, but makes a veteran save. And that miscue opens up the inside lane for Mark Poole as we have a caution flag. Caution flag only to roll the ambulance. The ambulance will be headed around to the grandstand side. We need to roll the ambulance, and that is the only reason for the red flag. 7 of 50 laps completed. Gary Wiltrout, the race leader over Mark Poole. Green flag is out. Poole and Wiltrout having a heated fight under green flag conditions. Let's see what the cool tires have done to these machines. It's now Neil Brown in 98, securing the 3rd position from Bobby Henry and looking to take 2nd away from Wiltrout, and he will. On lap 28, Neil Brown, the 10th place starter, gains 2 positions up to 2nd. Mark Poole, the new leader, leaving the Palagrudo teammates of Henry and Wiltrout to battle for 3rd. The Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet of Mark Poole, resident of 84, Pennsylvania, driving car number 96, looking to join 2nd place racer Neil Brown as the only repeat winners of the season. Poole with 1 feature victory, Brown with 2. Among the 5 drivers to have won this season. And we've got a battle among the top points competitors for 5th spot. Mark Catone has recovered from the spin and is challenging Barry Audi for 5th. Audi 2nd in the championship point standings. Catone the leader of the title fight. And Dave Merrow spins in turn number 2 while battling with the 44 of Gregory Kelly. Fresh challenge, driver of the night. Green flag is back out. And a spin. Steve Black goes around in the back of the pack, and we'll need another caution flag. It still looked like a parade lap as they were still door to door all the way around. Bobby Henry, Gary Wiltrout. Green flag is out, and Neil Brown gets a tremendous start. Brown with the advantage headed to turn 1. In the 2 previous restarts, Mark Poole had the edge, But from the outside lane, Brown vaults to half a car length advantage over the official leader. Now in turn 4, can he make the pass stick? He will. Neil Brown becomes the new race leader on lap 32. Mark Poole into second position. Gary Wiltrout still third over teammate Bobby Henry, and Mark Catone gets around Barry Audi for 5th spot. Top 5 on the Speedway are now all 5 feature winners of 2009. Catone may be one of the fastest cars on the Speedway as he rides in 5th spot, having passed everybody on the track except the 4 cars in front of him, and now Henry carries his teammate up high and opens the inside lane for Catone under Wiltrout. Bobby Henry advances to 3rd position on lap 34. And Catone from the back of the pack, fighting with Wiltrout for 4th. Door to door, a pair of Ford Fusions and former champions. Catone on the inside, Wiltrout on the outside, who wiggles the car again in turn 4, but still maintains his advantage by inches for position number 4. 15 laps to go. Mark Catone, the points leader, now just in front of his championship nemesis Barry Audi after passing the 75 on the restart, fighting now with the 95 of Wiltrout for 4th. Gary Wiltrout very impressive now in the outside lane after some handling problems early in this event. He is able to fight off the advances of one of the fastest moving cars on the Speedway here on lap 37 as he maintains the high side and maintains the 4th position over Catone. Up front, Neil Brown has not run away from Mark Poole, an advantage of about 4 car lengths for this season's only repeat winner here on lap 38 of 50. Bobby Henry is all by himself in 3rd, and then the battle for 4th, Gary Wiltrout and Mark Catone. This time down the back straight, Catone has his best run on securing the 4th position. Can Wiltrout again make the high lane work to his advantage? And it's now Mark Catone officially taking over 4th with 10 laps to go by just a front fender at the scoring line. Up front, Mark Poole has diminished the lead advantage of Neil Brown. Brown, who stormed up from the 10th starting position and then took the lead away from Poole on a restart, has lost a couple of car lengths now. Again, side by side for the 4th position is Catone and Wiltrout. And Wiltrout reclaimed the position last lap and holds a fender advantage on lap 42 in the 4th position. 2 very equal race cars now fighting for 4th, as Wiltrout happy in the high side, Catone trying to make a low groove pass, and they have swapped the 4th position a couple of times. 2 former champions on lap 43 duking it out for 4th position. 4th is the best battle on the Speedway right now, as Brown has opened up another 5 car length advantage over Mark Poole. And Wiltrout now with 6 to go has a full car length and then some over Mark Catone. Five laps to go. And after Mark Poole had reeled in race leader Neil Brown to within a car length, Brown has opened back up to a 3 or 4 car length advantage. Brown is clearly superior out of turn 2, but Poole gains ground each lap going into turn 3. We've got a caution flag on the Speedway. Debris on the Speedway, bringing out the caution with 4 laps to go outside. Bobby Henry and Gary Wiltrout, 2nd and 3rd. 3rd and 4th, I should say, as the green flag waves. 4 laps to go, an excellent start. They were door to door, and now can Mark Poole battle back? Catone seizes the restart opportunity to pull into fourth. Brown hangs on to the lead by 1 full car length on the front straight with 3 laps to go. Catone grabbed a spot and separates the Palagrudo teammates now in fourth from Henry and Wiltrout. 2 laps to go, the signal given to Neil Brown. And Mark Poole has lost another car length. Brown and Poole pulling away from Bobby Henry. And this time, the white flag will be seen by Acme, Pennsylvania's Neil Brown, the leading feature winner of 2008, the winner of the biggest paycheck in Motordrome history last October in the Piney Lasky Memorial 100, will become the only 3-time winner of 2009 out of turn number 4. Neil Brown takes another checkered flag over Mark Poole, Bobby Henry, Mark Catone, Gary Wiltrout. Well, Neil, since this is the 3rd time we've had a chance to talk to you and hand you a Subway gift certificate in Victory Lane, let's talk specifics. This car is amazing launching out of turn number 2. It seemed like maybe Mark Poole just about as quick in turn 3 and gained some ground. What is it about turn 2 that favors your style and this car?
I don't know. We missed something here tonight. I don't know. It's not as good as it was the last 2-3 weeks. I don't know if there was oil on the track or we missed something in the setup, but boy, I'm telling you what, I didn't think I could get Mark Poole, and that was some good racing. Mark's a great driver, and it's fun to race beside someone like him.
Now, with a 50-lap contest tonight leading up to next week's Crown Jewel event, the Penn West Toyota Lift 100, you've been in Victory Lane here at Motordrome for 100-lap features before. During the week, do you do something completely different to this race car to go 100 laps on the same set of tires?
No, we basically run the same setup. Jim just goes over the car a little more and packs the wheel bearings and checks the ball joints and that. But as far as setup, we run the same setup as for 50 laps as we do 100.
So coming into next week as the favorite for the big event, a chance to thank your sponsors and crew.
Well, I'd like to thank Jim Alborn. He does a great job with this car, and he's in that garage by himself, really don't have any help. And I got to give him all the thanks because there's lots of guys out here could win with this race car. I'd like to thank R&M Trucking, O'Shea Lumber, Davies Ford, Hunters Peterbilt. Most of all, I'd like to thank the fans for coming out. Appreciate your support.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, leading feature winner again in 2009, Neil Brown. Its leader, Tracy Keller from Asheville. Charger Division feature, green flag is out.
Dual exhaust, 411 gears, you can really get lost. Got safety tools, but I ain't scared.
Oh, action all over the back straight as Steve set up. Trying to settle the grass seat along the inside of the back straight with car number 3. Meanwhile, up front, McConnell in 48, the veteran, tries to hold off the rookie Farrell in 14 on lap 1 of 15.
All of a sudden, in a wink of an eye,
McConnell in car 48 nearly got upside down in a frightening crash here on opening night, and he leads the way over Farrell, the rookie who has already been threatening to lead laps in his first season of competition. Chris Spadacine is 3rd. And from Denora, Pennsylvania, the 13 of Denny Keller in 4th. Look at the rookie to the outside of the veteran fighting for the lead. Teenager Zane Farrell, a go-kart racing graduate, up front in the Charger division. Ed McConnell, a teammate to Ed Neidhart, a couple of Butler County drivers who race here each week in the Charger division. McConnell with about 4 years experience trying to hold off the rookie with his DeWitt Enterprises number 48. Chris Spadacine in 3rd in car 43, a former Minjock racing machine. And look at Farrell in the 14, the teenage rookie, in a car that was formerly driven by McConnell's teammate around the outside lane, a pass for the lead. for the go-kart graduate. Can a racing rookie pull off a victory in the Charger division among a host of veterans like Ed McConnell in second, sophomore driver Chris Spadacine in third, and points leader Denny Keller in 13? Multi-car contact in the battle for top 5 positions with Gardner in the 7, Neidhart in 68, Spadacine in 43. Now Roger Bryan in the 12 joins that battle. Hayworth 3 wide in turn number 4 with Tracy Keller in the middle, and Spadacine's off the pace after fighting for second position. Heartbreak for the driver who was an upset winner last season in car 43. And we got a spin in turn 4. Bernie Stuyvesant in car number 90. Stuyvesant spins by himself in turn 4 to bring out the caution. We have 7 of 15 laps complete. Borrowed the 11 from his brother as the green flag waves, and McConnell gets turned around, and look at Keller on the front straight going every which way. It was all elbows down the front straight. Nearly a great save made by Denny Keller. Terrific reflexes by Matt Gardner in the 7. An amazing save made by the 48 of Ed McConnell. And the points leader heads to the pits, Roger Bryan, and Ron Eifert III as the green flag waves with 8 laps remaining. Look at the huge lead interval built up by the rookie Zane Farrell. Then it's McConnell and his teammate Neidhart. Very close racing there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Tracy Keller in car 11. Making the moves up through this field, showing why he's the points leader, even in spite, a points contender, I should say, even in spite of battling back from that horrific crash and walking away 3 weeks ago. 4 cars under a blanket fighting for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and that allows Zane Farrell to open up a huge lead now. Keller around the outside of Neidhart, now around the outside of Neidhart's teammate McConnell, and into the runner-up spot. Tracy Keller, the car looks a little bit loose, but he's driving it to the front, and here comes Matt Gardner making the passes. Both Gardner and Keller here on lap 10 of 15, finding the high groove to their liking and moving around the Neidhart teammates. Without a caution flag, it would appear that the rookie is headed to victory lane as his lead over Keller approaching a full straightaway advantage with just 4 laps to go. Working lap 12, Zane Farrell holding off. A former champion, I should say, in the form of Tracy Keller, and he's holding him off by half a straightaway at this point. Matt Gardner, a many-time feature winner, is 3rd. McConnell in 4th, Neidhart in 5th. Neidhart was the winner just a few weeks back in car 68, and his former ride leads the way. In the hands of a go-kart racer a year ago, turned Charger ace. And this could be the upset of the season so far at Motordrome Speedway. White flag waving for the rookie. The young driver from Ruffsdale, Pennsylvania, in his 6th week of driving a race car, a go-kart racing graduate. with a huge lead over champion veterans in turn number 4. An upset victory for the rookie. Zane Farrell will take the checkered flag by a huge margin over Tracy Keller, Matt Gardner, Ed McConnell, and Ed Neidhart. Here's how Victory Lane at Motordrome works. I give you a gift certificate for Subway restaurants, and you tell us how it feels to be a first-time winner at Motordrome Speedway in your rookie season.
It feels great. It feels like, I don't know what it feels like though, but it's really great though.
Let's talk about your career. What did you do last racing season before you climbed in behind the wheel of this race car?
I raced go-karts for 10 years.
10 years of go-karts, and how old are you, Zane?
I was 17 years old.
17 years old. I understand you have a friend that races here at the Motordrome Speedway as well, is that right?
Yeah,
And what's his name?
Lonnie Hoffman.
There you go. Now, let's tell us about this race car, former Ed Neidhart car. Over the winter, what led you to become a Charger racer? Was it something that your parents had in mind for you as well?
Well, it was after go-karts, after 10 years, I figured, you know, let's talk to my dad and said, let's step up to something bigger. And Lonnie, he called around and he helped us out, and him, Billy, Rebar, and a lot of other guys helped out on the car. Then we found, and Ed happened to come along and say, I'm selling my car, and he sold it to us for a good price, and that's what led to here.
And now in Victory Lane, here's something else you need to know. You got to thank all those sponsors and crew guys. So let's get that underway for your first Victory Lane celebration.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Linda Brown's Floral. She's helped me out through a lot in my racing career. And Chet Joseph, I'd like to welcome him aboard too. He's first-time sponsorship. West Newton Bike Shop, after that incident in practice, we didn't think we were going to come back to the track next week, but he stepped up and helped us found a motor. And this is a junkyard motor too, that's been turned on in 15 years. R&R Tree Service, I'd like to thank them too. First time on the car. I'd like to thank them guys. Just my family, my mom and dad, Lonnie Hoffman, Billy Rebar, Dave Bupp, he helped us out in the car a lot. That's all I can think of right now.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, an upset win for rookie Zane Farrell. 87 Mark Tringes. 2 Andres Suarez, 83 Matt Sever, 13 Robert Ashbaugh. Green flag is out. Bill Schwartz, the early race leader in the States Tire car number 31. Will Trout dropping back in his very first start this season in the 07 car. Battle for second is Hillbilly Zerfoss on the inside and Troy Knight on the outside. We might be 3 wide in the battle for third. Tex Dunmeyer in car 5 and Troy Knight both left behind by the 16 of 2-time champion Ed Deneen. Matt Sever climbing up to challenge for top 5 positions. Up front, it's the 31 of Schwartz hanging on to his lead on lap 2 by just a bumper. And now we'll surrender that position to the veteran. Many-time Jennerstown winner Eugene Hillbilly Zerfoss from Acosta, Pennsylvania in 23. Ed Deneen from Wilkinsburg slips beneath Schwartz. Here comes Tex Dunmeyer for third. Zerfoss in car 23 has been racing at the front all season long, but has yet to find Victory Lane. Behind him, the only 3 winners in the Coca-Cola Super Compacts this season. Ed Deneen, Tex Dunmeyer, and Matt Sever. Look at Deneen throw the car sideways in turn 1. We have 11 laps to go. And veterans at the front of this field, one of Jennerstown's biggest winners, Zerfoss in 23, and Motordrome's biggest winner, Deneen in 16 with Tex Dunmeyer and the 83 of Matt Sever right there. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead. In turn 1, it's, oh, we got a problem. Schwartz in 31 gets tagged by the 2 of Andres Suarez, and the green flag stays out. 10 laps to go. Everybody gathers it back up. And in turn 4, we're going to look at a 4-car fight for top positions. Dunmeyer in 5 has moved around Deneen in 16. It continues to be Zerfoss in the 23 looking for his first Motordrome win. And he's got the 3 other winners of 2009 right there in the fight with him. Dunmire with 1 win in the 5. Sever in the 83 car, a 4-time winner. And Deneen with 2 wins. On lap 7, Larry Tex Dunmire officially becomes the leader, but then nearly contacts the outside wall as Surfoss claims the point position back unofficially with Matt Sever right there in 3rd. It will be Surfoss now officially back out in front. Sever to the inside of Dunmire for 2nd. And Deneen fading back just a couple of car lengths from this battle as the leaders approach Star Junction, Pennsylvania's Kevin Ludwig. And Surfoss tries to go low, but the lane is sealed off. We're 3 wide for the lead around Ludwig. Dunmire comes out with the point position now. It's a Dodge Neon leading a Ford Probe and a Chevy Cavalier with 6 laps remaining. What more could you ask for in a lead battle? Dodge leading Ford, leading Chevy. And Sever is now door to door with Surfoss for 2nd as Dunmire has a 3-car length lead. Leaders move around the 46 car of Sean Rich. And now going single file with 5 laps to go. It's Tex Dunmire possibly headed for a 2nd win of the season in car 5. Then Surfoss and Sever battling for 2nd ahead of Deneen. And now with 4 to go, a big lead for Dunmire as Sever now tries the outside lane of Surfoss, and Deneen is coming back up to make it a 3-car fight for 2nd spot. Dunmire way out in front now. Look at this 3-car fight in turn 3 for the runner-up position. Deneen, Surfoss, Sever. Surfoss in 23, Sever the points leader in the division and leading winner in 83. And 2-time winner Deneen, the 2-time track champion as well on lap 13. They are trading paint in that 2nd position battle. Larry Dunmire, the transplanted Texan, is out in front by about 8 or 9 car lengths now. White flag is waving. 2nd place is anybody's race. But up front, it's all Dunmire. Points leader Sever is now back to 4th and a couple car lengths away from challenging for 3rd. Can Deneen get the 2nd position away from Surfoss in the final corners? Coming out of turn number 4. 2nd victory of his career and the season at Motordrome for Larry Tex Dunmire over Eugene Surfoss, Matt Sever, Ed Deneen, who gathers it up, and Troy Knight. Boy, you've been at the front almost all season long, and here you are for the 2nd time. These cars are pretty darn equal, aren't they?
Well, they're real equal, and I sure appreciate tonight everybody giving me a good, clean race. Sure is a lot of fun. It's been a long time since that first win, but it's sure good to be back in victory lane. I'd like to thank all the fans for showing up here tonight to watch us run. I'd also like to thank Habits Beer and Tobacco, Wingard's Auto Ranch, and Advanced Auto Parts for sponsoring my race car.
Hey, why don't you tell these folks a little bit about that accent of yours and where you're living right now?
Well, I was living in Houston, Texas there for the longest time, and I always wanted to race all my life. I've been around racing since I was 5 years old, just nobody gave me the chance to drive. And I finally moved back up here, moved up north, and built a car and went out and tried it, and I love it. I didn't start racing until I was 50. That was my rookie year. I was 50 years old, so that's a good thing. I really love it, though.
And he loves being in victory lane for the 2nd time in 2009, Larry Tex Dunmire.